wrote a book called Erotic Justice, and
Um,
when I wrote it, I kept quoting, the master's tools will not dismantle the master's house. And one of the readers said, Nicole, that is so cliche, Audre Lorde. But I kept quoting it because it's actually, to my mind, if you're a true revolutionary and if you're a true liberal, then adopting the methods that actually work for the right. And that actually, if to my mind, the issue isn't the right, it's the imbalance of the wholeness in their full power, using their unique power left. And then that's what's supposed to happen. In the talk I just gave the other day, I said, power from and power to are the two wings that the bird of freedom flies on. But it's also a matter of justice and liberty. The right is associated with liberty, the left is associated with justice. You need both. We need both. We just need both fully realized so that the flight of freedom for everyone can take place. So I have the exact same view about Me Too that I have about this political stance, and that is, it's not that you ask for too much, it's that you don't ask for enough. The left betrays itself because it has the fundamental truth of equality. That is an unassailable dharmic truth that cannot be argued. It is ground truth. So if you have that, then function with the dignity of one who holds the truth. That's my feeling. And that you betray yourself, that we betray ourselves when we allow bitterness in, when we allow vitriol, when we allow againstness in. That's not our strong suit. Our strong suit is inclusion and love, and wrapping our arms around everything and everyone. And then within that frame, everyone becomes realized in some way. But the stance of weakness, and that's, to my mind, the unfortunate stance we've taken, is that of separation and segregation. Who the hell, when in my political days, those were curse words. Separatist. No, this was about enveloping, embracing. That was really the movement, and that's where our power is, to demonstrate. Whenever somebody's acting like an asshole, what I usually assume is they don't know how to not. So it benefits me. It's not for them. It benefits me to demonstrate the principles of love in action, irrespective of condition. And so, some people know I have some serious legal issues at the moment. And so what I said, though, was I'm going to have to walk into that situation with my principles. I'm going to have to walk into the courtroom. I'm going to have to walk in love. I'm going to have to walk in connection. I'm going to have to look over at the other side and not pretend that the invisible line they're holding works. I'm going to have to show what somebody who has a fundamental dignity in, her erotic self looks like. That's what the left has to do, is demonstrate. And I often use this example, and that is, this is another Van Jones, but there are several of these, and that is those people who, when Trump was in office before, and I assume when he comes into office again, by what I'm seeing with Bernie coming over, who didn't, out of a kind of righteousness, cut him off, who went and said, okay, there's an opportunity. I'm gonna cross the, what is it? Well, that would be too charged. I'll cross the line. I'll cross the line because I want to free this many people who are incarcerated. And this man said he'll do it. And you know what? He signed the paper and he did it. And so it's like, oh, when you have a righteous and holy request of, I would say, the right, which I associate with the masculine, when the feminine has a righteous and holy request and doesn't cut it off saying, you're never going to give it to me, you're bad. I don't like the way you do things, but instead elevates in her power and then makes the request from that place, whoa, miracles can happen. Now, can you imagine a world where the principles of, you know, equality, truth, and justice are executed by the structural expertise of the right? I mean, that would be incredible, because let me tell you, they can execute. And so if those principles were poured into that execution, what the world would look like, well, we have to come together. Otherwise, we're like, you know, children of a difficult divorce. I'll just hear while they're yelling here, and we're all a little traumatized from the experience. So I'll just say this one thing, and then I'll call. They'll call on someone. But my experience of the people that I care about at this time, in one way or another, there's a kind of powerless, even with the people who voted for Trump, even with the people who voted red, there's a powerless at the idea that we can come together. It's sort of like a defeatism. Like we've just given up on the idea, like, okay, this is what the United States looks like now. It just looks split. And then, you know, these ideas of drawing these maps of all the people who should secede at any given point or move to the UK or shave their head bald. You know, it's like, okay, well, I don't accept that. I don't accept that. I don't accept that there is any reason ever for us to be separate. And I don't accept that that's the right idea. So I don't know what to do other than this.